Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. JACALYN. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. JACALYN at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Yes, technology. I love it. The doctor is in. They cannot keep me away. Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio. Our show today is Loving Longevity, and I've missed doing this show for the last couple of weeks. My co-host, she is a longevity strategist. She's a holistic longevity strategist. She's out on the road. She's in the field. She's Annie Bush, and she's here. Let's bring her out. Welcome.
I know technology is wonderful. Yes, I'm not in my studio this week, but I couldn't miss having this guest on. So I am in a actual room that was converted into a movie studio. So I'm looking at a big movie screen, but I'm back in the corner. Oh my gosh. But we made it all work. You know,
yes.
We made it
Thanks
all
for
work.
taking us with you. We've missed you, and love to hear what you're up to. And then we'll bring out our guests. So for people joining us, you know, we have new radio channels and people are joining us from all over the world. Tell them all about you and your passion for longevity.
Well, welcome to everybody from all around the world. Again, I am Annie Bush, your holistic longevity strategist. And I've been in the health and wellness space for like almost a decade, personal trainer, health coach, certified brain health coach under both Dr. Daniel Amen and Dr. Dale Bredesen, if those two names are familiar with you. But I have decided to take everything that I have learned, and it really comes down to living the longest life you can, the healthiest you can. And the way to do that is to get as healthy as you can now, today, for all your tomorrows. So that is where I've encompassed this longevity strategist. So what does that mean? And what have I added to my repertoire? If I could say the word, yes, that. The tools in my toolbox. Recently, I am doing DNA analysis under 3x4 Genetics. I've partnered with them. And your genetics makes up the blueprint for who you are, as the basis of your health management plan. And I got mine done, and what was revealed are things that I would have never guessed that were causing inflammation in my body that I didn't know about, and foods that I need to take out of my diet and foods to bring back in. But one of the tools that will always stay in my toolbox and actually tie in really nicely with the DNA are these little patches. They're the LifeWave stem cell activation patches. What does that mean? These little patches, don't underestimate them. It took them 10 years. It took David Schmidt, LifeWave, 10 years of research and over 80 patents now to develop this patch. Now you can see that white center, which is a crystal matrix. And what happens is your body heat hits the crystals that are in this patch and then transmits a light wavelength into your body to stimulate your body's ability to make new stem cells and repair the stem cells that you have. And you're saying, well, what are stem cells? Well, you remember when you scraped your knee as a kid? The stem cells are what rush there to create new skin. And that's what stem cells do. They'll go to your brain to create new brain cells, to your heart for new heart cells, lung cells, liver cells, kidney cells, whatever you need to be made. This little patch will stimulate those cells being made. And the research shows, Dr. JACALYN, with 6 months of wearing the patch, you can reverse your cellular age by 8 years. So that means we are literally getting younger by the day instead of older by the day. And there's a promotion that's going on this weekend. So if you contact me and we'll talk, we'll chat to see what pouches you need. But there's a promotion going on this weekend. There's a drawing. A dear friend of mine, my leader, is giving away $1,000. So by placing an order this weekend, you'll be in a drawing to win $250. It's her 1 year anniversary. So she's celebrating and sharing that celebration with everyone. But I've been wearing the patches now 5 months. So today is my 5-month anniversary with wearing the patches. And I can tell such a difference with my health. Well, maybe we'll have a whole episode about that.
I was going to say we should definitely delve into that. I think people would love to hear about that. You look fabulous, you're glowing, and you've got a lot of great energy and passion. So we want to hear more about it.
Yeah, I think we'll schedule that. But the next few weeks, I think in through July, we've got some fabulous guests, including today's guest. So
tell us about today's guest.
Alicia Harrison. I've been stalking her on Facebook, email, text, trying to get her on this program, because one part about loving longevity that I just so embrace is being as healthy as you can. And she has this company that it's called Flip This Chick. And it's for women in your second half. We can have her speak as to what her demographic is. But for women dealing with all those issues, you know what they are: perimenopause, menopause, all of that. Where's that weight coming from? Why do I have brain fog? Why can't I move anymore? And so she teaches you how to eat and how to exercise. And the reason why she is such an expert is because she walks her talk. Literally, she's a marathoner, amongst other things. And she has this great story about doing a 50K with her entire family that I'm just so waiting for you to hear.
All right. Without further ado, let us welcome Alicia Harrison to the program. Hello, Flip This Chick.
Hello. Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so much for being here. You also look beautiful and glowing and very healthy. So we want to know what you're doing. Let's just start off with, what is Flip This Chick? And then we'll delve into the fitness program in your background.
Great. I'm glad you asked, because Flip This Chick is a transformational program that I have created in order for women to simply flip the script on what typically over 50 is, and get healthy and feel great, and let this next phase of life be their best phase of life.
Woohoo! I love that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Because when we start going through all those changes and we don't know why,
right.
Your program really addresses those. Can you speak to a little bit about your background as an athlete, marathoner? And if you could share that wonderful 50K story that you told me the other day, that would be fabulous.
Sure, absolutely. So Flip This Chick actually was born many years ago, about 10 years ago, when I was doing real estate, flipping houses, and as well as being a personal trainer and training clients. So that's how I came up with Flip This Chick as the brand. And it kind of went back in the background when I came to Florida to live, and was doing just real estate, just in the model home business and things like that for design. And then this last couple of years, I noticed myself being stuck in this menopause reactive state, instead of feeling the same health that I always have, even though my fitness didn't change. And so this January, I set on a mission to say, look, I need to get back to who I am on the inside. I need this to reflect on the outside, and I'm going to figure it out. So I did. I delved into exactly what nutrition I needed to do, the physical fitness I needed to do, and all that research on. I'm a runner. I've always ran every day, miles or not. I've done HIIT training. I was in the gyms. I did all these things, and was finding that my body wasn't responding the same. I could still do them. Like she mentioned, I did the 50K, but I wasn't seeing my body look like that's what I did every day. So I delved into Flip This Chick. But the story you asked about for last summer was that I set the goal to simply do a 50K because my boys did a 50K, because after I had done 15 marathons in the last 12 years, they thought running a marathon wasn't really a big deal. So they wanted to do more. And I'm like, okay, kids, now that you've done it, I'm going to do it so that you have to do something more. So we kind of continue to encourage and motivate each other. My kids do fitness for a living as well. And so I set the mission out to run a 50K. I have 4 sons, 4 granddaughters, and 2 of them have a wife and a girlfriend. So that makes 10. So with 10 of them simply jumping in to do 5K with me meant I would do a 50K, and I'd simply focus on 5K at a time, but I wouldn't ever stop moving. So that is how we did it. And the oldest first kid showed up at 5 a.m. to start off. And then they periodically kept checking with each other to make sure the next one was showing up. My brand new grandson, who was like 4 months old at the time, was thrown in as a sacrifice for the second one because nobody wanted to get up. They're like, take him in the stroller. So I grabbed him next. And then each of the kids just kept making sure the next one was there on time. So much so they had to take the youngest brother out for breakfast to make sure he showed up on time. And it was phenomenal. My 3 granddaughters did the run with me as well. They have done 4 or 5Ks with me, and they jumped in. 2 of them did it on scooters that day. And then the youngest of the girls had done the 5K with me the day before in practice. So she was having nothing to do with it and stopped dead in her tracks at the end of the first block and said, I'm just not going any further. That's the end of that. I'm like, okay, but I got to keep going. So I then finished the 50K, 7 hours and 5 minutes. And every single one of my kids by my side for about 35 minutes. And it's the most remarkable day of my life so far.
I'm speechless.
Isn't that fabulous? Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. How did you feel physically afterwards?
Well, it was very hot that day, August 14th. And here in Minnesota is where I'm at today. And this is where I ran it because this is where my kids live. And so it was so hot. So by 11:15, when we were finishing, I was exhausted and hot. But I just was so proud that my kids just rallied together, showed up, and didn't question it. I'm just so proud of that. Like, they really do emulate health and fitness in their lives too. They do great activities with their kids. One son takes his daughter to the gym almost every day to work, and she works out, and she's just 5. But then my other son, they do trail runs, they do bikes every day, they go for walks all the time. And the twins have done several 5Ks with me, like I mentioned, and they're my daughter-in-law too. So it's just a remarkable way to live when you incorporate health and fitness in your life. It's just beautiful, and it keeps you healthy.
And it's so intergenerational. I mean, one generation is being the role model for the next generation. So,
that generation's the one making me do it.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm doing it to show you guys,
Right. So with your son that challenged you to do it, and you said, okay, fine, I'll show you. And then you made everybody go do it with you. But having 3 generations run that race with you. That's part of what this aspect of longevity is being there as the role model and teaching by, not teaching by example, but they'll do what they see you do, not what you tell them to do, what they watch you do, and they'll follow literally in your footsteps. It's interesting though that the littlest one that you went training with the day before had like She was
I
done with it.
know. I thought the best thing to do was to let her know this is no big deal. You can do it because I and ugh, we should have just done it, first thing because she did the whole distance the day before and she was having nothing to do with it. So like, oops. So, but it was really a neat day. So, and it's just a sample, honestly, of just one of the things that we incorporate and intend to incorporate in our lives to always stay healthy. When I had my 40th birthday, I set a goal from 40 to 50 to run the 6 world major marathons. And I had 10 years to do it. And that means London, Boston, Berlin, New York, Chicago, Tokyo. And I took from my 40th birthday to 4 months before my 50th to get every one of those done. And it kept me fit and healthy on the pavement and focused for 10 years. So the goals we set, whether it's flip this chick an 8-week goal or it's a 10-year goal, they're simple things that you just put in place to say, this is what I do, how do I get there, and what's the next step? And in the Flip This Chick program, one of the really big elements of it is incorporating accountability partners and people in your circle, whether that's your family or friends or anything like that, so that when we conclude those 8 weeks, you now have created relationships that are connected to health and wellness. And that is one of the things. Just today, one of the gals posted in the private Facebook group. She said, I'm so proud. The cardio that I do in the morning, my mother does it with me. And then the walk I go to later, my husband does that with me. And I thought doing this for 8 weeks would take me from my family, and it's actually connected me to my family. So I'm very proud of that.
That's beautiful. And I have to just let you know, I had gone to your website before the show yesterday, and that before and after picture, I was like, what? Amazing.
Yeah, that was 8 weeks, me, January 24th to March 21st this year.
And I had to do a double takes. I thought, was it the year before? I was like, no, it was all in this year. That's marvelous.
Yep. You just, say, okay, exactly what is the prescription? How do I do it? And that's what I then, by the time I got 6 weeks in to it, I'm like, this is working. I need to spread the word for this. And so then I took the last 2 weeks to not only be doing the work, but start redeveloping the program so that the day I finished, I announced the program was coming.
There you go. There you go. And that accountability that you mentioned, you had it with yourself when you set that goal at age 40 that you were going to do how many marathons?
So I did the 6 world majors. I ran many marathons in between just to run them, but this the achievement of doing the 6 world majors was the ultimate goal. So I ran them to stay healthy, others, but getting to London, getting to Berlin, going to Tokyo, running Boston. I had to rerun Boston because I did run it at the bombing. So I reran it at the 5-year anniversary in 2018 and was very proud to accomplish that. And all those things are, you just have to put into place things in your life that you don't create as optional. And with Flip This Chick, we do one-on-one coaching in addition to group support, so that I visit with them and talk through them exactly what is going on in your life and how do we make this system work for you, because we aren't going to be there with you after the 8 weeks. I want you to take this to your life. So the things we talk about in meal plans are, what do you usually eat? How do we adapt that? Where do you usually shop? How do we adapt that? How do you exercise? Some people can't walk because they might have an injury, so they'll hit the pool for their cardio. But the same cardio that worked in 20s, 30s, and even 40s before menopause doesn't work the same. And we need low intensity, steady state cardio. And even for me as a runner, it was a hard shift, but as of January, I haven't ran since because I've been doing either a gentle jog or walks every day or stairs or elliptical. And that has made the shift that my body really needed. So it's amazing that if you just tone yourself down in some areas, you can crank it up in others in strength training where we need to have the focus in order to shape and define our body and create that bone density protection that we need in menopause. So those are some of the key elements that really make this work to see a physical difference.
And it's kind of counterintuitive for women that they're gaining weight. So you would think that you have to run longer, faster, right? To burn more calories. And so what you're saying based on the science is you have to flip this chick. You have to flip that thinking.
Flip the script.
Right. Right.
So the low intensity, steady state cardio really gets your body to accept the work you're doing and burn the fat instead of going to reactive mode. And oftentimes, as soon as you crank up exercise, because you haven't done it for a while, your body shuts down. It's like, whoa, And so also in the program, we work our way at where we start and work our way up in exercise over the 8 weeks. And we start in calories and work our way down in the 8 weeks so that your body never shuts down. It accepts the small steps we take in the entire way. And it is great success. You can see those 8-week results. And, I am most proud of the mindset shifts that we make because unless we envision who we're going to become, we won't become that. And so we start working on that the very first moment we connect. And, people are really loving the gratitude, the vision, things like that that we bring into play right from the start.
And
Alicia,
go ahead.
Thank you so much for sharing all of this. I'm wondering for women who are in menopause in some part of it, and maybe they haven't been working out very much and they want to get into it, and they only have a limited time, for example, would you suggest that they put that time into strength training or body weight training, or put it all in cardio? Like if they only have half an hour, for example. I would freak out if I only had half an hour, but go ahead.
Yeah. So yes, first of all, yes, you should. If you only have a limited time, strength training is the best way to spend your time. But with Flip This Chick, when we incorporate the cardio elements of it in your lifestyle, you can find places to fit it in because you're going for a walk with your husband or you're going for a walk with the kids. You're not checking out to say, I have to go on this run for 2.5 hours. I'll be back later. We find places to fit it into your life. And it's even possible to simply have a step monitor on. Have a specific number of steps if all we can do is do that. But, as we visit to say, what is your goal? What are your challenges? And what is your real lifestyle? It is that opportunity to connect in a strategy session that allows us to map a plan that is not only doable for them, and we start right where they're at, whether they're fit, we can be right in the gym. We can be strength training on the Smith machine. This doesn't mean if you're a bodybuilder typically that suddenly I'm asking you not to do those things. Oh no, we'll do them. That's great. You can be on the bench press and the Smith machine and all that fancy stuff. That's great. We need to challenge ourselves in strength training and go take those muscles to fatigue, whether you're doing it at an in-home workout or a gym workout. And so we accommodate both of those. The program has options for both of those. So we meet people where they're at and we take them where they want to go.
Thank you so much for that. Just a quick follow-up question. So should a woman be concerned about the weight on the scale, the waistline, the amount of strength that she has? What do you think?
So, I would encourage everyone to visit my website like you did. We're at flipthischick.com, and you can see the results photos. And in that 8 weeks, the weight transformation was only 6 pounds. So we do not need to worry about weight. We need to worry about how your body feels, how it functions, and how it fits back into your clothes or the new clothes you want to be wearing. We need to worry about the macros in nutrition as opposed to the calories in nutrition. We need to worry about the human connections you're making so you feel good on the inside and you're not disconnecting because suddenly you're doing all of this fitness that you haven't done before. Those are the things that we need to flip in order to really create a lifestyle that becomes permanent and healthy throughout. If women are feeling, like their clothes don't fit, they go to an event and they're not sure what they want to wear, or they decide not to go because they don't feel good, or they're lethargic and they don't feel like getting out of the chair and they sit there. Those are all things saying what you're doing doesn't work. And that's where we come and say, okay, we need to look at macros. We need to look at the nutrients you're bringing in. We need to look at collagen things. We want you healthy on the inside and out so that you just glow.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Annie, you had a comment or question?
Right. As a personal trainer, the hardest concept for people to grasp is that when you start strength training, your weight may go up because you are building muscle.
Yeah.
And that concept that fat, 1 pound of fat and 1 pound of muscle both weigh 1 pound.
Yeah, and a pound of fat's this big and a pound of muscle's that big.
Right. And that's why your clothes are looser and everything else. So I would literally tell women, just don't step on your scale. I had a body composition scale so that I could show them if they had put on a pound or two, look, your muscle is up and your fat is down and your clothes are looser.
Right. So in our program, we actually just use progress photos for our goals. And we say, start with a progress photo, take one every 2 weeks. This is what I want you to look at, because that is where you will see changes, whether you're feeling them or seeing them on the scale. I just want you to look, because oftentimes too, when we look at ourselves in the mirror, we don't see the change. So taking a photo allows you to see the change. And so that is where they really visit it and go, oh, wow, I didn't even realize this is how much progress I made just in 2 weeks. And so every 2 weeks we do that check-in to go, okay, let's take that photo, see where things are at, see the changes we need to make. And we do those one-on-one sessions, with each of them. We do a group Zoom so that they have that encouragement from each other. And there's a private Facebook group that they're in throughout the day with each other. And it is pretty cool to see them supporting each other and the relationships now they're building with people all over the country. We have some from Oklahoma and Chicago and Florida and Minnesota now too. So it's pretty cool.
That is really cool. And I love how you've incorporated social media into it for that interaction in case people don't have somebody right there immediately in their area. So can people join or sign up at any time? Or do you have to, is it 8 weeks, 8 weeks, 8 weeks?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked, because it's an 8-week program, but we relaunch every Monday. So what I do is an onboarding week so that you have the opportunity to, we do a one-on-one session to talk about what their goals are and where they need to begin and what their challenges have been. Have they tried workouts before, and have they tried nutrition? And hone in on those changes. And then we're ready to go with a fresh start that next Monday. Monday morning is when we do the group Zoom, because they love that. They're like, I want to start the week fresh with chatting with everybody and getting encouragement and accountability. And Monday mornings, that's when we meet. And so every week, a new group of people begins on that Monday morning with that Zoom call. But each group is in their own, each person is in their own wheelhouse of what week they're in the program. And it's working marvelously.
Fantastic. So exciting.
Because I bet like the gals in week 4 can encourage the gals that are just starting in week 1.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
they're loving it. They really are loving it. And surprisingly, sometimes it's this week, one gal who jumped in was really like keeping everybody accountable. I'm like, awesome. This is really refreshing to see a newbie be the one saying, hey, so did you do that? They're like, well, not yet. Well, you better, okay. So I can't wait for them to be like, okay, now it's week 4 and how are you doing? So it's really cool to see that. And a big difference it's making in this element of bringing really fitness into your life. Loving longevity
Right.
is real. Like that is how we stay healthy. Both 3 of my grandparents lived to be 99 and 100.
Woohoo!
And, we in my family know we need to be prepared to go to 100. So this 50 isn't a conversation. It's just like, okay, what's next? And how do we do the next 50 years? Because we've got 50 more. And so, it's very different in has always been different in our family than most others. And so I just try to bring that to the world. Like, look, also, and I heard you have this conversation in a previous interview, was that we also only create change by 80% of what we do ourselves. 20% is our genetics. Okay. So if we're going to blame something, we can't blame that. We need to say it's what we're doing. And so that's why, okay, what are we doing? We're being healthy. We're being active. Our family is this. And that's really important because, we have to simply map a plan to stay fit and healthy and show our kids how to do it and their kids.
Right. And how is the mindset? Because you had mentioned mindset earlier. There's the fitness side, and then there's the nutrition side, and then there's the mindset. With the women that you're working with, have they embraced the idea of longevity versus mortality? Are they ready? Are their minds set that they can make it to 100 or 120?
Well, what our priority is, I want you to envision what your the person you are when you get where you want to be. Okay. So picture that, put that on your screen and envision it every day. Already be there in your head, because your body will go nowhere. Your mind hasn't gone. And I simply want them to imagine that. What we work with in mindset is helping them understand that they are worthy of it all. They're worthy, and their families, the people they're serving, the people they work with, all that, they're worthy too, in having them be their best person. So sometimes women often don't feel like they can take time for themselves. And that's honestly right now the biggest mindset shifts we're making, is that they feel like they're neglecting one thing in order to do another. And that's why, we have these aha moments. Like I mentioned, one said, oh my gosh, I thought I was going to take from my family, and actually it's bringing me quality time with my family. So knowing that us getting healthy allows us to be worthy and teach our children that they too need to be worthy when they get in this phase. So that's the shift in knowing, the power of the law of attraction, that what you're thinking is what you're going to bring about. So if you're thinking healthy, you're going to be healthy. If you're thinking grateful, more things to be grateful about will come your way. And those are the things that we work on to simply make it a lifestyle change. I really want them to walk away with just sharing it with other people and having it be their life instead of, a quick fix, 8 weeks or something. No, we strategize how your life becomes something different. And it's been amazing.
And
Alicia, I'm loving everything you're sharing. And I really want people to go over to your website, flipthischick.com, and see those transformational photos. And so you've touched on a number of ways in which people's lives change as a result of this program. And of course, we can see those pictures. We can say, wow, look at this. And you mentioned there's 6 pounds that you had lost. What are some of the things we can't see that really came about as a result of this program?
And exactly. And the reason I mentioned 6 pounds, because that doesn't sound like a lot, is because the transformation was huge and we don't worry about the weight. So, some women will lose 40 pounds in 8 weeks. It depends where they're coming from, but what we want is for women to, if you're feeling like overwhelmed, you're feeling like your clothes don't fit, you're feeling tired all the time, I want them to come to flipthischick.com, book a strategy call. I've actually opened up 10 slots for this program specifically to be able to help 10 people right away, and know that they're going to get some time into this program and jump right in with us on the following Monday. Okay. So I made those slots available to make sure that we can get some people in. And all they need to do is mention Love and Longevity. And yeah, and they will have a discount code. And so that's going to be a great start to just the next phase of life being the best phase.
It's all about taking that first step, right? And making the commitments to change, and then seeing yourself as the changed version of you. I think that really helps too. Annie, what are your thoughts?
What I see this as I'm listening to you speak, and especially about the mindset portion of it, that this is a gift that women can give themselves of 8 weeks of self-care.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? I'm going to take the next 8 weeks and make me my priority to get myself balanced. I have this saying, it's hard to have a clear thought with a toxic body. So I bet it's very rewarding for you as you see women going through these 8 weeks, as their bodies are doing kind of a slow detox and the fog is kind of lifting, and their mindset is shifting, and they're getting brighter and lighter, and their mindset is doing that evolution too.
Mm-hmm. And it is amazing. And another one of the elements we put in there is that if you're getting active a couple of times throughout your day, you're actually not going to notice that muscle soreness as much as you did when all you did was pound yourself out, strength workout, and go home. Now, if you're taking a walk again later in the evening, or you're doing one first thing in the morning, they're really happy about feeling like, oh, I'm not so beat up. I feel good right from the start. So they're challenged by the work, but because we break it up throughout your day, they're actually feeling like it's creating a lifestyle that feels good right away. So that's refreshing.
It absolutely is refreshing. And I think people all over the world are looking for ways to really go deep inside. And it sounds like this program is not just about the external, but it's about the internal. It's about aligning yourself with your family and the people close to you, creating a support group, and then having social media, meeting people from all over the world who are doing the same thing as you. It's amazing.
Yeah. And it is, we do the nutrition spot on. We do the workouts, we do the work. We just bring it into a place where you're flipping your life into something that's beautiful instead of something that's frustrating. And that is key in it, just beginning the this next step to be your reality instead of a quick fix. And that's the priority. We take each week to focus on something different as we grow into the program, and so that's really important. There, you know, when we first get together, we're having to do more of a mindset shift, and as we go through the weeks, now they're just loving how they've tackled the workouts, and they're like, wow, I really hadn't worked like this before, and I love this. And so to see those key elements in fitness and strength training become a part of their life in their 50s or beyond, and they're happy to do it because it's making a difference. So I'm excited to see women who are maybe frustrated or not fitting into those same clothes that they used to, or say they try every single diet and they keep doing the same one, and they're like, oh, I just need to cut my calories more, I need to just come back more. That if you're doing diets over and over and over and they're not working, and you're doing the same fitness workout and you're trying to do just more of it and it's not working, it might be that your hormones are wreaking havoc in your body. It might be that you don't need that high intensity cardio workout. It might be that your macros are just not in check, and we need to get that in check. So all those elements are what bring the women in to say, okay, I just need a total change. I just need it. And they're ready, and we jump in and make it happen.
Alicia, thank you so much for sharing about your Flip This Chick 8-week program. Please let our audience know about your YouTube channel. They can go there right now and subscribe.
Absolutely. To Flip This Chick on YouTube, as well as at Flip This Chick on Instagram. And flipthischick.com is where you can book a strategy session with me directly at a time that's good. And we can go ahead and get you started right away, because, you know, we just need to flip the script and get fit over 50 and start a change in what people think 50 is, because it's the next best phase of life.
And remember to mention Loving Longevity so that you can get one of these 10 spots that you've just opened up.
Absolutely.
Right. And I love that they're hearing this message from someone 50 and over. They're not trying to hear this message from a 20-year-old.
Right. Absolutely.
You know, you've been there, you've walked
living
the talk.
it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that
living
they
it.
can see you and see the results that you got. Like, again, you're not a 20-year-old.
Yeah. It wasn't long ago, only months, actually, less than 6 months ago, that I was in the place that most of them are coming to me at.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, even having been in the fitness world most of my life, I even got, you know, blindsided by the response that menopause brought. So this allows me to really understand and connect with them and dig deeper, instead of just saying, here's the prescription. No, I am going to find out what works best for you. We have a lot of different choices. We're going to meet you where you're at and make this work. So come find me at flipthischick.com. Yeah.
Thank you so much for inspiring us as we go into the weekend. Everyone, go over to the website flipthischick.com and book your strategy session. Do it now, and go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. You just started it, right? The YouTube channel. And
yes, I did.
Yes,
this will be up there. There's some good information on there.
Like it and subscribe. Like it and subscribe.
Absolutely.
Such an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you again for being with us. Come back and see us again on this or any of our other shows. And we wish you a beautiful weekend.
Thanks, you too. Thanks for having me.
And I'm sure our paths will cross again, my dear.
Oh, absolutely. I'll be seeing you soon. I'm back in Florida in just a couple of days. So
okay, great. Yay.
Yes.
Good. Yeah. Good. All right. Till then, take care.
Okay.
See you
Bye, guys.
Bye. Oh, I'm so glad you brought her to the platform. Thank you so much.
And just so that the audience knows, I met Alicia or found out about her through the 50 over 50 project that Natasha, who's the photographer, is doing. So there's this fabulous woman, her name is Natasha. She's a photographer, and she started this project 50 over 50, which is she was photographing 50 women over 50 years old. Now, Natasha is very, very young, but she started getting inspired by women and their stories. And so she started featuring these 50 women over 50 years old of age. And both Alicia and I are in that project, and that's how we connected. So, you know, those connections of, you know, just finding your tribe, finding the women that you can connect with that are in that good mind space, that are in that mindset of longevity. And what I would like, since Alicia has opened up 10 slots for gals in her Flip This Chip for people that sign up through this program, what I would like to offer those 10 women, when you do, is that I will send you a sample of the X49 stem cell activation patches that actually activate the stem cells in your muscle. You heard Alicia talking about how important it is for weight training and that we develop muscles. So for those 10 women that sign up for a program, I will send you 5 X49 of the stem cell activation patches for your muscle to get you started.
Brilliant. Thank you for that offer for our audience. I love it. And Annie, again, you've got something special going for the weekend and people want to reach out to you. What's the best way to contact you?
Yes, my leader in LifeWave is celebrating her 1-year anniversary. So she's having a drawing this weekend. And for anyone who places an order, you're going to get an entry into a drawing. I think it's like $1,000 that she's giving away. I think in increments of $250. I'm not sure. I think it's $250. So for anyone placing an order with me this weekend, we'll get an entry into that drawing for $250.
Yes, yes, yes. Lots of excitement being offered here today. I really appreciate it. All right. Well, thank you for going down to the floor, taking the basement, going out into the field, doing whatever you have to do. You look like you're having a great time. I'm really happy for you. And thanks for a fabulous show.
Thank you. And we're going to have a busy few weeks. So everybody stay tuned. Fridays, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have a lot of great guests coming up.
I love it. Good job, Annie. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a good weekend.
Thanks, you too. Bye. Hello, everyone. We have one more show left for today. I hope you are as excited as I am about what we learned here. I say this each and every week at the end of Friday when it's 5 o'clock. And even though I'm tired, I've been broadcasting since Monday, I am so grateful for the things that I have learned. Just like what I learned today from Alicia, that's what we do here. We bring education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. And speaking of hope and inspiration, I'd love for you to go purchase a copy of my second book, Adversity to Awesome. This one became an Amazon #1 new release within 2 or 3 hours. And the first chapter is written by me. I actually interviewed 11 other people, and I took their voice and had it transcribed into words. And then my book coach and I took their words and put it into third person. So we have people from all over the world who have shared their stories. I had something really traumatic happen to me when I was very young, and I carried it to myself for decades. And I put it in here. I put myself out there in the hopes of helping someone else. So you can pick this up, 99 cents for the ebook, $9.99 for the paperback copy. You also find my other book that became a #1 bestseller, Behind the Green Screen. It's a story of how and why I left my corporate career in 2020 and started doing what I'm doing here. So you can learn a little bit about me, about my experience in the corporate world, and also how to start your own live streaming broadcast platform. So that's all I have for now. Our next show is presenting Pet Psychic Amina, and we have a special guest. So I hope you'll stay around for that. Thank you so much to Alicia. Thank you so much to Annie. And thank you to each and every one of you who watch our shows, who tell other people about it, who reach out to me, who put comments there, who are our guests. I really do appreciate it. God bless you all. We'll see you again in less than 11 minutes. Bye.